Hello everyone. So today in this video I thought I'll talk about messing up your Jira instance, and especially when the Jira instance is already messed up, right? Now imagine that you as a consultant, or maybe you as a Jira admin, you join a company, right? And you join a company, or maybe you start working for a client. And basically your responsibility is to, of course, do Jira admin work, or maybe change something in Jira, or maybe you are responsible for doing some consultation. So basically, if you are responsible for doing something in Jira, and if the Jira instance is brand new, or let us say you're talking about a clean Jira instance, right? Then things are quite easy. I mean, not always, but comparatively, because you have like a green field to work on. Then whatever you think is necessary, is required, you will do that. And I'm talking about setting some standards, having some kind of a change control boards, and you can define well defined processes basically around how Jira changes will be done for, of course, different teams. But the problem is, and I'm telling you from my experience, when you have to take over a Jira instance which has been used in these organizations for many years, which is already messed up, then it is not easy. Although you may have the power or you may have the authority, but it is not always easy. And the reason is, if you have a Jira instance where you already have thousands of custom fields, you already have maybe 500 statuses, and yes, that can happen. You already have too many automations, too many scripts, and you basically have like a messed up Jira instance. Then it will be very difficult for you to deny or to challenge or push back further mess that your users will ask you, because users are used to it, they're spoiled, right? And this is, of course, a very difficult situation, and there is no easy solution, there is no easy way out of this mess. You have to basically plan for months or maybe years. Now, when we as Jira consultants, when we engage or when we take over such instances where things are already messed up, then we try not to change something immediately. And of course, you can never really change or fix or clean up a Jira instance, and most importantly, habits, right? Because it is very important. Or I should say, when people are spoiled, when they request for a new status and the Jira admin is just adding a status without thinking too much, then it can actually cause problems, not immediately, but in a long run. And in these cases, what I normally try to do, when we take over these instances, we of course first do some initial assessment or an analysis, and then we try to work with the business users, the stakeholders who are responsible for of course their own projects in Jira, and then we try to build a relationship, because in the beginning you can't really, let us say you join a company, right, as a new Jira admin, and or maybe a consultant, but nobody knows you, right? Nobody knows you, knows who you are, or maybe they know who you are, but basically you have to settle in. You have to basically prove your skills, and when you work with these stakeholders, they will of course ask you to add a new status called in progress since start of the week. And I'm not joking. Yeah, people do ask for these weird status names. They will ask you to create one more custom field which is already there in Jira, but with a slightly different name. They will ask you to add one more resolution. They will ask you to write a script, like yet another script, because yes, in the past someone was doing it for them. Because when you are a Jira admin, you should not really do reactive work, right? Because when you receive a ticket, then people will ask you that, can you please add a new configuration or whatever, right? And as a Jira admin, of course, you can do that if you have like, or if you don't really have long-term goals in that company, or maybe if you don't really care, or if you think, how can adding a new resolution or adding a new custom field change anything, right? Because yes, you're right, it won't really change anything in the next few days or few weeks or few months, but it can actually cause problems maybe in a couple of years, right? And it is also a problem for new Jira admins who will come into picture and work when you leave, right? So the thing is that when you are trying to do this Jira consultation work or Jira admin work, whatever you want to call it, try to, of course, think about the future. And you may be working there, or you may be working as a freelancer or as an employee, or maybe as a contractor, or maybe as a vendor. Try to do quality work. Try to not look at what will happen or what will not happen in the next couple of days or in near future. Your aim should be to, of course, ensure that teams are able to use Jira, they are able to get the most out of it, but at the same time, the health of your Jira instance is very important. And I've seen this many times where, and I think I've talked about this in the past. And by the way, this particular video, the playlist is failed Jira implementations, and I'm talking about failed Jira implementations where you add more mess to an already messed up Jira instance, which you should avoid. And if you continue to mess up your existing messed up Jira instance, then you will, or the company will actually, they will have to spend more money or a lot of money in future to clean it up, because of course cleaning up Jira instance is very difficult. Imagine, and of course there are different aspects to clean up. Of course, having too many configurations is definitely, I mean, when you talk about too many configurations, you're talking about custom fields, you're talking about workflows, statuses, schemes, right? So this is something that is very hard to clean up. Of course, you have, you can actually start doing it, but you can't really do it immediately. So try to keep your Jira instance as clean as possible, and always challenge your stakeholders. Always ask, why do you need this status? And more than challenging them about why they want to do it, also ask them, what is the end goal? Like, what are they trying to achieve with doing this change in configuration? And when you challenge them, or when you ask them right questions, I think in most cases, not always, but in most cases, they will think about it. And next time when there is a similar request, they will probably think twice that no, Ravi will challenge me, and I think I should probably reuse or maybe suggest reusing some existing configuration. So basically my point in this video is that if you are a Jira consultant, if you are a Jira admin, or if you own a Jira instance in your organization, or maybe you're working as a freelancer for someone, or maybe if you are an Atlassian partner who is responsible for any other Jira instances for your clients, then try to own your Jira instance, right? Don't really just do reactive work, and of course, think about the quality work. Not really, just be responsive to all the requests. So your aim should not be to close a ticket in 2 days or 2 hours, right? Don't really focus on the SLAs, because that is how most of the support teams work. When they receive a ticket, their goal is to meet the SLAs, because they want to close the ticket in of course 2 hours or 2 days, and they don't really think a lot about it. And the way to do it is, of course, when it comes to, you should only do SLAs on tickets where there is no configuration change, if you know what I mean, right? Let us say if someone is asking you to add a new value or an option in a custom field, right? It's okay, right? Or maybe they want to make a change in their project which only admins can do. Of course, and that change is not really configuration. Maybe it's more about just supporting them from day to day, or like if something is not working or if something is broken, then of course in that case it is an SLA, right? Because that can happen. Sometimes you have to reindex the project. Sometimes you have to reindex your Jira instance. Sometimes you have to restart your Jira instance. Sometimes you have to apply a patch, right? So these are support requests where SLAs can matter. But when it comes to changes in the configuration, when it comes to automations, when it comes to customizing a process or making a change to an existing process, don't work with SLAs. Work with your end goal, your objective, like what those teams are trying to achieve, and have a regular meeting with them. Maybe a weekly meeting, maybe a bi-weekly meeting, or maybe a monthly meeting. So basically in your organization, each and every stakeholder from various departments, like let us say one from HR, one from legal, one from development, one from, maybe marketing, right? These stakeholders should be your point of contact, and you should have a regular catch up with them. And if you're joining a company where you are going to take care of their Jira instance, then in the beginning it might not be straightforward and easy. You have to basically build that relation with those people. So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. Don't mess up your existing messed up Jira instance. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned something new today. Cheers. Thank you very much.